for a good, healthy condition, it's necessary to move and to eat properly. Of course, this style and lifetime right now is against this because people doesn't have time. They are busy. They have plenty of other things to prepare food, to buy food and everything. So I know that it's always many times to say that really who wants to stay healthy for a long time, he must most of time, which a lifetime, to do sport and to eat properly.
It's the Health in the Real World podcast. It's time to start the show with Chris Janke as your host. Here to give you everything that you need when it comes to fitness strategies. We keep it simple and easy. It's your roadmap to get healthy. You don't need equipment and you don't need a gym. Just the right strategies to get you fit and trim.
The Health in the Real World podcast is sponsored by most exercises and workouts, whether they be running, biking, elliptical, rowing machine, traditional weightlifting, or even CrossFit, do not give you a balanced workout. And when you do workouts that neglect even one area, you're out of balance, resulting in pain and injury as well. Achieve your goals with the fitness program your chiropractor would love. Visit chrisjanke.com/pod to watch the free video. Hello and welcome to Health in the Real World. I'm Chris Janke. I'm here today with Aurelia Grozajova. Did I get that right? Grozajova.
Yeah, that's great. That's very
awesome. Aurelia, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Well, you are a former competitive bodybuilder. You were doing it for 20 years.
Yes.
And I think your message is great that you know, some people say bodybuilding is maybe not the healthiest sport. I always say that the way that bodybuilders train and eat is super healthy. Now, of course, you know, you have some doing steroids and whatever else, but
yes, of course.
I'm really glad you made it today. Talk to me a little bit about sort of your experience and kind of what you represent with the bodybuilding world.
You know, what I said, that I started to train because I wanted to put on weight. It was maybe a strange reason, but it was my very personal problem, which I wanted to solve. And that's true that I started to train and it was a little bit, I didn't know what to do. And of course, what I wanted to recommend, I started to train with weights and I wanted to be strong, to have a good body shape, like sport form shape, not only to gain fat. That's the reason why I went to the gym, not something that I am going to eat a lot and everything. So, and my husband and later my coach, he recognized that you are doing a mess there. It was, you know, that I ate everything and I wanted to lift heavy weights and I wasn't able. Of course, technique was horrible. So there must be some order. And this order was again very slowly. I was at my first competition 7 years later when I go to the gym. So 7 years was my progress.
So you were exercising, you were lifting weights for 7 years, just kind of learning, trial and error.
Yeah.
We kind of figure it out.
We read books, we read magazines. I got some stretching book. It was like stretching exercises for warm up, because many people, they don't know what is it warm up. They came to the gym and immediately they
just start lifting weights.
Yeah.
You definitely
not only in the gym, everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
So when was this? When did you get started? When are we talking?
I was 23 years old.
Okay.
So it's too much.
So like the okay.
Too long.
So okay, like the 90s, early 90s, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
90s,
So Arnold Schwarzenegger was already like real big. He had already come in.
It was big idol and these magazines. It was everything about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He was a movie star by then. Yeah. He was real
also
big.
From women bodybuilders, there were idols like Corey Everson. That was like this first, not first, but among first Miss Olympia. That was like model for.
So, that's cool. So so your original goal was to just gain a little bit of weight. You were a little bit underweight.
To look sporty, but to be bigger, because I was really very tiny. It was
that's kind of my experience personally, is why I started. I tend to be very small, and in fact, if I stop exercising, I shrink. I get really tiny. So what took you from? So your original motivation was like you just wanted to look more athletic and sportier.
Exactly.
What took you to that next level? Like, what gave you the desire to say, you know what, I want to go compete. I think I'm ready for this.
That's I didn't want to compete at all, but people around me, of course, why don't try this? That was first. And I was joined one guy. He was very skilled in bodybuilding industry that time, and he told me, I was that time in Slovakia, and he told me, in Slovakia we don't have any bodybuilders, female bodybuilders. Try it, go to compete. And for me it was like, I don't know what to do and everything. And he helped me mainly with diet. That was problem because I knew something about exercising, and I ate a lot of proteins, carbohydrates, less fat and everything, but how to be in this shape, what is necessary to show on the stage, that was problem. And there was some guy who helped me and showed me what to do a little closer, and I went to compete. That's true.
Nice. And so how long did it take? Like, once you got your diet, your nutrition dialed in, what was that? Like, how long did it take before you were really like stage ready to compete?
I trained 7 years, and this first diet, it took over 2 months. Okay. Because I didn't have a lot of fat on my body at that time, because I was younger, and really my digestion was very good. It's not comparison today, it's a little worse.
As we get a little bit older, it gets a little bit challenging.
It's problem. Sure.
Well, good. So what specifically do you think, like, if let's say we're talking to somebody who's maybe not a bodybuilder, not interested in bodybuilding at all, except for what it can provide them with their health, right? So what would you tell somebody that, why is bodybuilding healthier than, let's say, if they just go out and go running? Actually, that's a really good comparison, because I used to be a runner. I've bodybuilt, I've ran. By far, I think the bodybuilding is much healthier if you do it right.
Yeah, sure. Every sport, I think it's very healthy, but there is this word but. You have to do everything or most of things right. Because right now I am involved in ice hockey, and I can tell you that really ice hockey players, most of them, they don't do warm up. For them, warm up is handling puck, and that's not. And always in my head is that next client, because they have problem with groins, mainly with groins, with back, and many times with shoulders, because it's not warm up properly. So the same is about bodybuilding or weightlifting or powerlifting. I don't know. That's many names, and really it's not a big difference, because you have to lift weights. And of course, for me is the best advice is not to be very hurried. To let this time, everything is going. What you said, that there are maybe some supplements which are not very very legal, and these supplements only they are getting your shape very fast, or to speed up your shape. That's I mean, that is nothing else about it. So it can be done, but you have to have patience. You have to be patient. And what I said, that many things is necessary to do right, but you don't necessary to do everything 100%, because I made many mistakes when I started. For example, we read some it was a recommendation to train very early morning on empty stomach. Like, you know, it was horrible. It was horrible for me because it should be that it will be boost my energy. For me, it was worst. I was weak. Yeah, I was weak. I was upset. Everything. Or, for example, for women, is very often to recommend to do many repetitions in one set with lowest weight. 50 repetition, 100 repetition. I did.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot.
I was losing weight. That for me was this type of I don't know how to call it a system, training system. It was for me not good. But for somebody maybe it will be good. I don't know.
Right.
So my recommendation is to observe and to do own personal training routine and also nutrition plan. Because, for example, I am a meat lover. I can eat meat a lot. I don't like vegetable, but I have to, of course. For somebody, it's not good because somebody is vegetarian, or, you know, that's maybe some another healthy issue. They cannot eat meat usually. That's problem.
Right. Definitely. I like that. I like that approach where, you know, you're saying, well, this is what works for me. And, you know, you may be different. I think everybody should kind of try it out. You know, you tried doing cardio with no food in your stomach, and you said, well, it might work for you, but it doesn't work for me. So
yeah, sure. But it's not catastrophe. What I want to say that it's not a reason to give up, because you know we read many systems, many advices what to do, and we choose something from the beginning, and in short time we recognize it's good or not. And we give up with this, and we start something another, but not give up at all. That's maybe is advice that you have to continue, because if you do, you don't have to do everything, but if you do something, you are doing great for your body.
Agreed. Yeah, I agree. I think just making the decision to do something, to take that next step, and then after you try it for a week or two.
You learn from the mistakes.
You learn, and then you change a little bit. And then you keep going. Sure. Yeah. That's the best way to do it. And then over time, you know, finally you realize, wow, I've really learned a lot because I've been doing this for so long.
It wasn't for nothing. Right now when we are thinking, oh my God, what we did, but still is that my shape right now is the shape which I wasn't able to build without these mistakes, probably. You know that this diet, it was horrible diet from the beginning. I was totally, completely like destroyed, but I didn't give up. That's the reason that, you know, because it was date of competition. Okay, I have to be there. I want to be there. So that was my motivation. That's
right. Yeah, I agree. And you know what? I want to go back to what I was talking about before about like the difference between like bodybuilding and like running, for example. I do think bodybuilding, if you structure it properly, you don't lift too heavy. I think it's the best because it is concerned with your whole body. You're hitting every muscle versus like running is mostly legs. You know, different sports have their things. You know, hockey has its like imbalances, right? But
it's about speed and balance.
And weightlifting, it's like there's like you can target every muscle group and you can change it if you need to. Like if your shoulders are getting too fatigued and they're getting overdeveloped, you can change to another body part, and always like have somewhere to go. But injury prevention. Have you suffered at all from injuries at all? You had a long weightlifting.
What I wanted, what you mentioned, these shoulders and everything, because I had many injuries, but small. It wasn't serious, which recommend to go to visit doctor or something. I coped with this problem always because I knew that it's possible. For example, you have injured some body part. Of course, if it's a worse scenario, you let this body part like to rest. That's a worse scenario. But you can change exercises. You can change position on the machines or something, because sometimes it's possible to do. For example, you cannot do squats, but you can do machine, you can do leg press or something.
Yes.
And always it was in my mind, because really that is struggling of all bodybuilders, because for me it was I had to train with heavy weights because I wanted to gain muscle, and it's lowest weights is not very possible. So for me it was that I had to keep this at least this moderate training, not on totally lowest weights. So I tried to everything to get blood there. So that was my solution was that I didn't want to let it because I know that doctors recommend rest. And for me in my head, how long? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, months? For me, it's not possible. It was always a problem. So I didn't go to doctor and I solved myself. Of course, there is many products on the market. You can relieve from pain, from creams, from lotions, something that's possible to use.
And now there's so many different, professionals who can help with those injuries, massage therapists, acupuncture, chiropractor.
I always, after competition, that was my routine. First week was spa. I went to spa. And it was first the step that to recover. And after that, of course, that some injury and some small problems was still there. So after that, I started to do yoga, stretching, and this kind of exercises is active relaxation. Not this active like go to gym again, but active relaxation to relieve from this.
That's a good distinction. I like that, where you went to the spa, you really just completely relaxed, and then you just took one baby step and you said, yoga, stretching, and then you can get back into the weeds later.
Because this I don't know, I didn't do that completely do nothing is not good, because it's not healthy for your muscles, because there is still these injuries. And if it's not like this stretching or to put blood there regularly, this injury is not healthy.
It's not going to heal. It's not going to heal at all. You need to move.
It's the same. Something. First training, you put weights on machine or on bag, and you recognize, there was, and there is still. So that's true.
Exactly. So what would you tell a beginner, someone who is just starting, maybe they've just been doing it a couple months, a beginner weightlifter? What would you tell them? Kind of general ideas.
I recommend very often that because I see beginners into gym, what they are doing, they observe. And I'm telling myself that, okay, that's good that observe, but you have to choose what is for you. Because, sometimes people are doing very strange things into gym. So everything must be personal adjusted, not only because they doing the same, so I'm going to do the same. It's not working completely, but of course what is very good to read some information. There right now is computer, you can find many information. In my time, like in the past, it wasn't possible. We have to read books and to search. So and right now it's maybe a little better. Also this nutrition plan, because if you train, you have to adjust your nutrition program, or also personal, and after that also after few, I don't know if months or years, to put some supplements like vitamins and minerals, because right now it's not possible to eat everything what sport active person needs.
Right. Agreed.
So
nice. Well, Aurelia, I like this is the last question that I usually do on the podcast, and it's a chance for you to give like a motivational speech. So let's say like like the university calls you in to do a graduation speech, or like a corporation. So what would you tell them to get what are some concepts to get the most out of their life?
This I don't know if it's motivation, because I think that For me, what I read your question is for a good, healthy condition is necessary to move and to eat properly. Of course, this lifestyle and lifetime right now is against this because people doesn't have time. They are busy. They have plenty of other things to prepare food, to buy food and everything. So I know that it's always many times to say that really who wants to stay healthy for a long time, he must most of time, which a lifetime, to do sport and to eat properly. That's without it, I don't know, maybe some good genetics, some people are very lucky, but
there's not
rely
many
on this.
There's not many people who can eat like chocolate cake and get away.
Some exceptions, that someone tell me, oh, I am smoker, I am drinker, and I'm still healthy. I'm not sorry. I don't know. Yes, so that's
well, Aurelia, how do people get in touch with you? Like, do you have a website, social media, or anything?
Yeah, I have websites, 2 websites. One is sport, and one is I did art photos during my sport career. And of course, I am on Facebook and I am on LinkedIn. So there is possibility. There are, I don't know, there is some connection also. I don't know if a cell phone is there or something else. Yeah. But they can write me message and I will answer them.
What is your website? Or what are your websites?
Aurelia.sk or Aurelia.eu because it's both like, yeah.
Okay.
So, but it's also, if they are on Facebook and LinkedIn, there are written my websites, both websites.
And then spell it Aurelia?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. So everybody watching this, go check out the website. And Aurelia, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you coming on. Aurelia Grozajova.
Yeah.
Grozajova.
Yeah,
I do my best. I really like. I like to nail people's names.
It's perfect. Yeah.
It's good. Okay, I did a good job. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you for joining me on Health in the Real World.
I thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening to the Health in the Real World show. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below. Visit mycorebalance.com to learn more.